We acknowledge Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples as the traditional owners of this land, and we pay our respects to their elders past and present. Another week, another interest rate rise from the Reserve Bank of Australia. Our very own Secretary of the ACTU, Sally McManus, gave the RBA and its Governor Phil Lowe a little spraying for their obvious lack of understanding of life for working Australians. Let's take a look at what Phil has to say for himself.
Philip Lowe insists it's not all about him.
The fact that it's all sheeted down to me is a bit unfair, but...
He doesn't have a mortgage, but says he knows many who do are hurting. He's reading their letters.
With a very heavy heart. I find it, personally, it's kind of disturbing. People are really, really hurting, and I understand that.
Wow. Okay, Governor Phil Lowe and the rest of the members of the RBA earn a lot of money. Like, Phil Lowe is on low key, between you and me, like almost $1 million a year, okay? So these interest rate rises literally don't affect them. So they're making decisions about situations that don't pertain to them and impact people who barely earn a living wage. FYI, banks are raking in massive profits, right? So it's going completely unchecked by the RBA because, strong banks make for a stronger economy. But it does beg the question, an economy for whom? As Sally McManus puts it, business needs to do its part. It is not fair or reasonable that ordinary Australians are the ones paying the price with their jobs and their rapidly diminishing bank accounts. Now, over the Pacific for some more disturbing news, yay. The unassuming small town of East Palestine, Ohio has become the scene of a Chernobyl-esque chemical disaster. So the chaos unfolded when 50 cars of a freight train containing tons of extremely toxic chemicals like vinyl chloride, ethylene glycol monobutyl ether, and isobutylene, can I just say they sound incredibly toxic, was derailed because of an avoidable, I can't stress this enough, avoidable brake failure. So to make matters worse, the catastrophe is the culmination of corporate greed and negligence, surprise, one of which is a practice called precision scheduled railroading, which unions and railroad workers warned against and tried to strike against before being shut down by Congress. Oh my God.
A lot of the derailments that you're seeing on national TV is one of a few things. It's lack of maintenance on the track, or they've cut the track gangs too short and they can't get out to fix it, or they've cut the carmen's, which is the union that works on the rail cars. So we have one derailment here in Northeast Ohio where a wheel flange was very thin. It picked a switch and derailed the entire train. Luckily, it was full of candle wax and not something highly volatile.
Wow. We talk about health and safety in the workplace a lot on this show, and it's for good reason, okay? Workers and the unions that represent them will always know more about safe and effective practices than the CEOs who run the companies, okay? Including Norfolk Southern, who own this f***ing train. This is what happens when we don't listen to workers and their genuine concerns, okay? Folks, I'm going to just interrupt our usual broadcasting here to shout out two super important campaigns gathering steam at the moment, and we need you. Firstly, please sign our petition urging decision makers to ban the use of silica, okay? Speaking of health and safety in the workplace, silica dust is extremely dangerous, it is deadly, and it is exposing workers in a number of different industries, okay? Secondly, we've got a fantastic upcoming event on Voice Treaty Truth with the legendary Thomas Mayo, who's been campaigning on this for a very long time, as well as our own amazing Indigenous officer, Lara Watson, who I love. And they'll be joined by Sally McManus and Michelle O'Neill, so don't miss out, okay? I just realized I've said okay so many times during this episode. I apologize, everyone. I'll stop saying okay. I'm gonna finish on a good news note because it's become our tradition here and it's a nice way to finish. It's good for my mental health, it's good for yours, okay? Oh my God, I said it again. 19,000 refugees on temporary protection or safe haven enterprise visas have been given a realistic path to permanent residency in Australia. Yay! Granted the same rights as other permanent residents. I got to say, it's very heartening to see that the Albanese government is making good on its election promise. It's already come to the end of another episode of the Bulletin. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm Cleo. As I always say, and will probably never stop saying, please like, please share and subscribe. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Have a good week.